And we're back on Day of Giving here with VanOrsdel, another member of our alumni board. Very excited to have some of you here to meet with us today. So first of all, tell us a little bit about what you do for a career and maybe how Marymount helped you along that path.
Thanks for having me, Jimmy. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and share a little bit about myself and my experience at Marymount. So yeah, VanOrsdel was class of 07, played men's basketball here, and I live in Laytonsville, Maryland. I've got a big family of 8 children, 6 boys and 2 girls, ages 14 to 2. And all of them are very active in sports, so it's fun to see them going through that. And then I've been working in the health insurance industry as a health insurance broker for about a little over 15 years now.
And how did you first hear about the alumni board, and how did you decide to get involved in that opportunity, given you have no free time with 8 kids?
Great question. Yeah, I think I just maybe missed college a lot right after I graduated, and tried my best to stay involved wherever I could, working with men's basketball and doing some fundraising there. We ran an alumni basketball league. We had at the peak of it about 6 teams in the league, and the focus was raising money to give back to men's basketball. Through that opportunity, got more and more involved with the athletic director search when there was some change going on here internally, and Marymount had asked me to participate in that search, and then from there got involved in the Saints Club board and continued to stick around campus and linger. And
why is it so important to you to give back to Marymount?
That's a great question, Jimmy. Marymount means a lot to me from my experience here. Growing up in Maryland, not far from Marymount, but just in Montgomery County, and being an athlete in high school. I went to 3 different high schools, so it was kind of hard to create an identity and kind of stepping in from one basketball program or baseball program to the next. So once I got to Marymount, it was really kind of felt like I found an identity and found kind of a community here where it meant a lot to me, from my teammates and the relationships and other students that I've got to know here and build.
You mentioned that you were a basketball player here, so what are your fondest memories of being a student athlete?
Wow, that's a great question. It certainly wasn't waking up at 5 a.m. To go to the early practices. That's for sure. There was a lot of balance between time and academics, academics and athletics. So it was really kind of freshman year was a blast. We had a really good team there. And kind of from there, it just took on different roles every year, and new classes of people, and staying in touch with folks. But hard to pick out one memory really specifically.
So you did mention the Saints Club board, so I wanted to ask about that as well. That you were involved in an earlier iteration of alumni board, that one focused on athletics. What were some of the major projects you worked on while you did that?
Yeah, some of the things that we did there, we helped with the golf tournament, which used to be a thing that we did. Hopefully we'll have an opportunity to bring that back. I know that from other alumni folks, there's been a request to revisit that. So that was part of what we did, looking at gathering gifts and help set that up, promote that event and get people to participate in. There was, other things in terms of just kind of segmented to different sports. So, my role in working with Coach Rogers and, finding opportunities to help raise money. And that's kind of a little bit of, what we were doing. And the alumni board helped us, the Saints Club board helped us expand the basketball league that we were running there. So it would be nice to see a return there of that as well, although I won't be playing.
We are going to bring back the alumni game for basketball for sure in January after a couple of years of COVID, so that'll be great. You are going to be working more specifically with athletics as part of this alumni board as our athletics rep. So what do you think should be some of the major goals moving forward for Marymount Athletics?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm very excited to be part of it, and opportunity to contribute experiences and wherever we can help the program, all different programs grow, not just men's basketball, but everything. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of people have, and on top of mind, which is a big challenge, is the facilities. How are we competing with other universities? How are we looking to use what we have right now? And I think the university has done a tremendous job and some terrific upgrades, which we visited already, and the wrestling programs and being implemented in cross country, and to see athletics continue to expand is exciting to see. But certainly, I think facilities is one thing that we would love to see an impact on right away. And
Just getting away from athletics for one question, have you ever had any Marymount students intern with a company of yours or reach out, and maybe what advice would you give to a Marymount student that wants to get into your field?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. Yeah, we actually did hire at my last company Ethan Quick, who was a men's lacrosse player here. Ethan was a terrific young man and a very bright guy, and he's actually still in the industry, I believe, my understanding. I think he got married and moved to Ohio, but I could be wrong about his geographic location. But Ethan was great, and it was exciting to see somebody that's, healthcare and health insurance is not the sexiest of industries when you think about it, right? But it's a great, it's certainly something that the country needs. Everybody depends on, and finding new solutions and creative ways to deliver that component to employers and employees is a satisfying operation.
All right, well, Reed, thank you for joining us. Again, it's been great to meet so many of our alumni board members and introduce them to the community here on our Day of Giving live stream, and we'll be back with more.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it.